the way that you talk about Canada's Drag Race, it's like it's your love. And what's your reaction to that when you hear people kind of shitting on international like seasons?
I don't care. Is how I feel. I don't care.
I've decided to come back on dating apps.
Oh,
and
welcome.
It's the worst decision. Honestly, I should put myself in the corner like time out because I'm there.
No, it's fun.
But it's crazy because the people that I see in their bios, like I hate someone who goes on long ass rants in their bios of being like setting these crazy rules instead of just like being there simply to like have sex with someone or just go on a date with someone.
Oh
but
my God.
I saw this long rant about like, if you paint your nails, we are not a match. I'm like, and if you wear makeup, we are not a match. And I'm like, you sound so fun. You sound like a dream come true, don't you?
Okay, you know what's hilarious is I was on the slut apps recently and was talking about the same shit with Doug and came across this profile that was like, just a fun guy looking for a fun time. And then literally after that, it's like, no femmes, not into just BJs. No condoms, no drugs of any kind, no sex after 4 p.m. or before 11 a.m. No smile. I was like, girl, you cannot say I'm here for fun and then have a paragraph of no's after it.
It just doesn't make sense to me. And it's like, I understand everyone should, of course, have sex with the people that they want to have sex with. But then that's where I start to like throw red flags everywhere when I just am like, okay, in one breath, you're complaining about like not being able to meet someone and there's like gay people are all open and there's no monogamy and blah, 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 blah. You go on this laundry list of why someone doesn't want you. But then you look at your dating profile, you look at the sex apps, and like you see that you're listing 70,000 things that are automatically putting you like you're isolating everyone. So it's like what's the realness
Especially
here?
when it's like easy enough to just not answer messages you're not interested in. And like, and I know there's a whole debate about like whether you should be messaging them back. And let me tell y'all now, I owe you nothing. I owe you nothing. Real. You owe me nothing. Even if we've been messaging all day and we're like, ooh, we're about to get together. What's your address? And you go ghost. Girl, you're good. You are good. You don't need to apologize to me. It's a sex app. It is not that serious.
I am a girl that will, if someone like hits me up and I'm not interested, I'll just immediately block. And honestly, I'm okay with that. Like, I want someone to do the same to me if they're not into it. Like, totally. I don't need to make this more complicated than it is because, honey, I'm already on a clock where I have spent so much time doing my big one, trying to get ready for this moment that I'm preparing for myself. And I don't got time to go back and forth on if you find me attractive or not. No, I need the 1 + 1 to match.
Girl, the get with it, get done. And this is your PSA. If you are on the sluttiest of slut apps, you better get to business. At least with me, girl. Like I've started trying to edge my profile into telling people like, hey, y'all, I'm only in town literally for tonight. I only have right until I'm getting in drag for hours and then getting on a plane. So like, but there's no polite, kind, cute, sexy way of being like, I have an hour to fuck and don't waste my time.
That's so have you hooked up right after you've done drag?
Oh, yeah.
Like, and you're still full like face and drag, like outfit, everything.
Like a few times, they're not usually things that like I'm super proud of or into though. They're usually like, oh, I'm really drunk. And that guy, and I live a block away from the club.
It's quick. It's DoorDash right there.
Exactly. Like, you know, I just go out on the prowl in the club in my little heels. So I'm like extra tall and can see everyone. I go reel out my rope and then I'm like, we're going back and we're going to do it in my roommate's room.
Which, speaking of, you're actually in the city. You're in New York. I mean, I don't want to dox you or anything. But you're in New York, and it's Fashion Week. How's it been? You look fab.
Ooh, yeah. Thank you. It was okay. So I only did one thing this year because that's as much as of being in the fashion world as I can handle at a time.
So real.
Like, she is a serious...
As someone who used to work in it, I totally understand.
She is a serious girl, and girl, I am a joke, girl. Yeah. I get one show a year as long as you're fine with my bullshit. And I'm very thankful that this year my friend Zero Waste Daniel asked me to perform for him again, because this is the second year in a row he's done a fashion show instead of like
a legitimate show.
Yeah. And this year's theme was like sustainable fashion is a drag. And it was just so cool getting to be out on that stage with like some of these amazing New York legends, people who had paved the way, like some of the grittiest, funniest, wildest like artists coming up in the city. I got to see King Molasses. He's
really?
So fine. He's so fine.
I know you were standing because you're obsessed.
Oh, he is so fine. Like, yeah, it was just beautiful, and I really love the work that Daniel does in the world, because you know, the fashion industry is a place that is not easy to break into with morals and with this like specific vision.
For sure.
And he's just so beautiful about including our community, making us feel beautiful. And he's a good-ass person and a great-ass designer. So.
I mean, the looks was incredible. If you're not following Yvie on Instagram, you should be. And I'm sure every fucking listener that listens to this podcast is. But I'm just saying the lip sync and the look was stunning. Like the classiest clown I've ever fucking seen.
Thank you. Very much what I was going for. I wanted to give big top energy.
Yes.
How was your weekend though? What's going on in LA right now?
Oh my God. So top of mind is hung out with Demi Lovato. Ooh. Really cool. Ooh. Really cool experience. Demi had like a music out single release party for her new kind of era that she's launching into. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. I've interviewed Demi when Demi was they them and was yelling at ice cream shops because they like weren't gluten or some shit. Like I interviewed Demi around that moment, but seeing Demi in this new headspace in this moment, especially with her new album that she just like dropped the cover for, and it being like it's not that deep. That's literally her energy. Like she just seems like lighter, and like it was so much fun. However, I hate going to those sort of events because it's just like influencer like palooza.
Yeah.
And it's just everybody like trying to be seen while I'm like, okay, I'm only going to be here for a second, get a little photo with Demi, and then immediately go to my friend's birthday thing right after this. Like, I'm not staying here all day. And I'm also not begging for attention in that way, which no shade, I'm not trying to be shady, but also like the girls, please relax. Act like you've been somewhere.
I feel like that's like what it feels like. I got to go to Willow's last album release party, and it was so cool. That was my first time being like in that sort of space. I got to see her perform live, and it was beautiful. And then once that part was over, it was like, you know, like piranhas in the water, like all the people just suddenly like, okay, oh my God, here's my next project, and okay. Come take a picture with me.
But no, it was a really fun time, and it was really, really great. And hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe one day we can get Demi on the show, because that would be everything.
I mean, that would be really insane, because tangentially, she changed my life with just one song. And that actually happens to be coming into play today, because the other person whose life she changed with that song is coming on the show today as our guest. We have Brooklyn Hytes, the Queen of the North, the robbed queen of season 11, here on set, looking cunty, ready to break up with Miss Vanjie again.
Oh my God, and make way for me. Yes, please. Brooklyn Hytes is coming up right next. Highkey. Okay, so y'all may know our guest as the Queen of the North, or you may have described her in Stan RuPaul Drag Race Wars, the real winner of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 11. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Highkey, Brooklyn Hytes. Hi.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
My queen.
Thanks for...
Thanks for coming. You're contractually obligated to say that.
But I also mean it.
Well, here's the thing. I was doing such a deep dive. One, Brooklyn, is so nice to meet you. Like, I'm such a fan, obsessed.
Nice to meet you too.
But I was laying in bed, scrolling and doing like a deep dive. And I just went all the way to like when you two, of course, when Yvie won and like you were on Instagram and you congratulated her. And literally all the comments were so in the middle. They were like, either Brooklyn got robbed, either it was all Yvie, or this was the hardest top 2 of all time. And I was like, do y'all remember that conversation? Did y'all have that conversation of being like, the fandom is kind of splitting us and trying to put us against each other?
I mean, girl.
Yeah.
I just wondered, did y'all talk about it?
Yeah, like we were in a reality TV show, so I think if I'm gonna speak for my half of it, I think Brooke, what I really respected about you throughout that whole process is you were always, I don't know, you were very self-aware and you were very not full of bullshit about what's going on. So like, I don't know. I feel like we always respected, at least from my opinion, I always respected that you were going to be my toughest competitor. And when we came down to the end, like the fans couldn't divide us anymore because bitch, I was already team against you.
Yeah, exactly. Right. we were already against each other. No, I definitely like, from the moment you walked into the workroom, because our season was very heavy on like the pretty pageant girl. I would say like lots of like really pretty like and lots of pageant girls in there too. And then Yvie walked in with a fucking chicken feather boa race car.
I didn't know there were better birds.
I was like, where is Peter?
Right, seriously. But I just took one look at her and took one look at everyone else. And I wasn't a producer at that point, but I already kind of had put a little producer hat on. I was like, oh, she's going to be here for a while, because you don't bring someone this different and then this interesting in and then have them not stick around. And then she obviously proved her mettle throughout the season. And yeah, when it got to the end and everyone was just like, you were robbed. I just didn't say anything because what can you say? Like,
Girl.
You could tell people to shut the hell up.
But that just feeds into it more. If I've learned one thing, if you want something to go away, just don't say anything. Don't,
like literally
because
at all.
The minute you open your mouth, it just adds oxygen to the fire. And there were I also saw a lot of people celebrating Yvie's win. I did see that as well.
I'm curious though, Brooke, like is there any part of you legit that like, felt like you deserved that win? Like not even you were robbed, but like, is there a part of you that at any point in time was like, damn, that really was like a fantastic run for me. It would have made I would have made a great ambassador for season 11. Like, because I've said this before in other podcasts, but I remember a walkthrough with Rue in the workroom where she like was going through the girls or whatever, and she got to you and she was like, we've been trying to get you on here for what, 2 or 3 years?
A clear favorite.
And that was my like, oh shit, producer cap on, she's going to be here.
Yeah. I mean, I did have a really good run on the show. Statistically, I had a better run than you did. I won more challenges. I think I was in the top more. But you also, I kind of peaked a little bit early to mid on. I did well all the way through, but like you kind of really rose right at the right time in the season, Like you had your challenge when I think second episode, but then near the end is where you really, really got going. And that's kind of when it matters to get going in the season, I think.
Bitch, you were bound to be a producer. Look at that answer.
But no, I think I'm like, that answer also proves that Canadians are all really nice. And I guess that's true. I guess that's really
There's
true.
a reason Brooklyn doesn't live in Canada anymore, okay? Let's call it out right here. You're probably the meanest person ever to come out of that whole nice country.
I hope so. I want that to be my legacy.
I hope so.
That's the name of my biography, The Meanest Canadian. I love it. But like, honestly, like I knew I was, after we filmed the final episode on set, I knew I wasn't winning the show.
Yeah.
I just had the you know when you just have the feeling, and then you have to like wait 9 months and like because like that was Yvie's episode, like her verse tour. They loved her runway look, and like they hated everything I did, like everything I possibly did that, and that was the only episode that I got like nope,
Bad.
like across the board from everyone, and I was like, oh, okay, so like so like I kind of had that feeling. And that's fine. But like going into the show, honestly, it was never like my goal to win. Obviously, I wanted to win, but I wanted to be on Drag Race. I didn't want to win Drag Race.
Wait, but is that kind of crazy though? Because then why go on Drag Race if you never wanted to win? Like I feel like I'm very pro Bob when he talks about why go on a competition show if you are not expecting to be number one when you're leaving.
Yeah, the exposure,
girl.
The exposure.
But is that always? But is that always? Are you always getting that? I mean, y'all did, of course, but I think it's been very clear. I mean, you're the first queen to get a franchise, so we can talk about that a little bit. But
the exposure clearly worked.
Yeah, exposure works, but also I don't think it works for everyone. There are some queens that we don't talk about.
Totally, but remember, when we were on Drag Race, it was kind of coming off of that time where everybody, like, there weren't all these other franchises happening, so like the focus of the Drag Race universe was solely on US Drag Race. So those girls, like, on the season got a lot more exposure, and really, like, I would say it's fair to say, like, everyone kind of got like a pretty decent year, kind of no matter where you placed, unless like people really weren't vibing with you, of work and stuff after that. So I was going on the show, again, and yes, I did want to win, but I'm also Canadian, so I was like, like second place, that's Canadian first. Like, I'm very Canadian that way. That's literally, if we get a silver medal, it's the best thing in the entire world. So, and that's what I got. So I wasn't going on like, oh, I'm going to, like, I'm gonna win this show. I wanted to go on, get exposure. I wanted to create moments, like the whole like poncho reveal thing. Like, I wanted a moment like that, because that's like, if you look at the show and look at the queens that are super successful from the show, like Ballenger or whatever, it's because they had a stupid little moment that went viral and that people clung to. And that's what I wanted. And me and Yvie got another one with our lip sync.
Yeah, like, let's say sorry, not sorry. Well,
girl, and like what a kind of moment to get on a show where a lot of the moments are like things that not necessarily like you weren't meaning to create. Like, oh, I was just pissed, so I said this thing, or I was just drunk, so I did this thing. I think there is some magic in getting to create a moment that was like so intentional and like such a good showcase of like why we're probably the best lip syncers to have ever been in a lip sync together with each other. And it was the most dramatic.
I don't think I've listened to a Demi Lovato song as much as I have when I've watched you both do Sorry Not Sorry.
Girl.
Like, from the beginning to the end, it eats. And I always wonder what it means to have that sort of moment. I'm happy you all are talking about it here. But then also to be attached to a song that you have to play at every gig and have to do. Is that kind of like annoying? Are you playing with the wheel until the wheels fall off?
No, I think I did it for about a year after the show, and then I was like, okay, we're done. I'm good. Like, we got it. Like, no, I can't do it anymore.
Well, especially because, like, bitch, what really made that lip sync magical, for me at least, watching it back, was clearly seeing like the energy that you and I had with each other in that moment, where like, whether or not we were really perceiving each other, we both knew that, girl, this was going to be the battle. And so we had this exchange of back and forth. And there's something robbed of that when you're just like bopping around Hamburger Mary's. There's no RuPaul there offering to like put you down if you don't do your best.
Yeah. It was very it was an amazing just that whole episode. Like, it was my worst episode statistically, but like my best episode from the show, which just goes to show you it's not about necessarily doing well. It's about the moments you create when you're there. But yeah, I remember like after the lip sync, I was like, oh, we're both staying.
Oh,
like I just before you even said, I was like, and it was the quickest deliberation. Like he walked back and then he came back and was like, and I just kind of knew.
Wait, so the judges don't deliberate at the judges table? They like leave and then they come back?
Well, they don't usually deliberate at all. So like after the lip sync, what will happen is Rue will stand her sweatpants up. She will walk offset to somewhere where none of us can perceive anything, and then she'll come back and announce a decision. And that was like one of the times where, like Brooklyn was saying, where she like stood up, sweatpanted off, and then like was back in a split. I think the only other time that I remember, I mean, I might be making this up, but the only time I remember her making such an easy decision was, I don't think she left set for like Nina and Silky's lip sync. Like, I don't remember her, like, even leaving.
I think you're right.
Her little conversation behind the fan, like, bitch, are you sure we can't just end the show right now? That was terrible.
I mean, I love us talking about Drag Race, and we'll continue to talk about it throughout this conversation. But what I really wanted to talk about, one, that season, you were the Nashville queen, and this is our first time meeting. I am from Nashville. Grew up. My first gay bar was Play Nashville when I was sneaking in at 16 with my gay friends. And I just remember how like impactful one that time was for me, especially growing up in Nashville. Talk to us a little bit about it. Do you miss Nashville? Do you miss that time in your life? Play Nashville specifically, not Nashville because it sucks politically.
That's what I was just going to say. It's very hard because I loved my time at Play Nashville. I mean, I think Play Nashville, I was just back there actually for the Playmate reunion, and the bar and the business they've created there is, and I've been all over the country at this point, one of the best I've seen. Like just the way they have it set up for the queens. The queens, we all have dressing rooms backstage. So like you can go to work, put on your drag, do your gig, take your stuff off, go home, and you work like 3 to 4 nights a week. They have a great stage. You're treated really well. So I loved working there, and because it just felt like a professional thing. It wasn't like you were like on an apple box in the corner, like basically go-go dancing and no one was paying attention to you. Like it was a show and people were there to see the show. And I learned so much about drag and stuff that way. Hate Nashville.
For sure. Absolutely.
So every time every time I have to go back there, I'm just like, and like, it's not even Nashville. Oh, I hate the weather. It's just muggy and hot, even in the winter. It's just gross. And then, just the clientele that's there. It's all just like Midwest bachelorette parties and like, it's just not my thing. But I loved Play. I loved working at Play and being there.
She said, Play Nashville, this is your shout out amidst a giant fuck you Nashville.
I've been very vocal about my dislike of Nashville, but always very sure to be like, not because of Play.
But that's the thing. It's so hard, like, actually being like, oh, yeah, I'm from Nashville. I grew up, like, 15, 20 minutes outside of the city. Like, it's actually a part of my, of making me who I am. But it also quickly taught me that this world does not give a fuck about queer folks or Black people or anything of the intersections. And it's just like, Nashville is so interesting because you would also think, which I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Nashville also has like a really thriving creative like community, and it's often queer or it's often those folks that exist in those like margins. And so it's like, it's for us, we make the good things about Nashville, right? Like we are the good things about Nashville. Everything else just sucks.
They're gonna use that as like a travel advertisement. Visit Nashville. We have good queers. Everything else sucks.
Yeah, it's just not, and it's the South in general for me. I just don't vibe with the South in general.
Give me like one really solid reason that Chicago feels homier to you.
It feels homey because I like big cities. I like the energy of a big city. I like the buzz of a big city, but I don't want to live like downtown in a big city, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to be like, I just want to be big city adjacent, but I don't want to be like in the big city. And I love Chicago because it's basically a collection of neighborhoods. I think we have like 71, it's made up of like 71 neighborhoods, and they're all super beautiful, and well, not all of them, but most of them are super beautiful and like pretty and very like mom and pop shops. And it reminds me a lot of Toronto, but it feels like Toronto with like a better city planner involved. Like they really make use of like all of everything they have to offer. Like the lake shore is all beaches and parks and zoos. And there's an amazing, amazing queer community here. And I just, also in this time we're living in, I just feel really safe here because we have an amazing governor in Illinois who's really, really a great ally to the queer community. And it's a beautiful city. It's affordable. It is super, like in terms of big cities, like cost of living, like for rent or if you want to buy a place, super, super affordable compared to like New York or LA.
We've had Utica on and we've talked about like Chicago summers. There's nothing like it. And I totally feel like that's so real. However, there is just nothing like me dealing with that fucking like winter. I just don't want to do it. I've done it once because I have family that lives in Chicago, and like I have my dog back there, and I had her in a cute little Winnie the Pooh jacket, very, very kind of me. But I just couldn't. That the winter is crazy, but Queen of the North, of course.
Ooh, yeah, you're probably not even phased.
I come from Toronto. That everyone's like Chicago winter. Bitch, it's the same as a New York winter. It's the same as a Toronto winter. It's winter. It's gonna be cold.
But in New York, at least everything is so packed in that you're like, oh no, it's negative 200 degrees outside. I don't want to go anywhere. And there's still trade next door. There's like 500 fags on your block who are like, come keep me warm, daddy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How is dating in Chicago? Is that something that you do?
No one wants to date me.
Okay, girl. We're gonna get into this shit. Okay, because Brooke, one of the things I relate to you so hardcore on like one aspect that I think if I had to put into words, like why we vibed, why we were at least understood each other and had some sort of way to respect each other's journeys from the beginning, is we're both cats. We're cat people, as in we like our space, we like our time, we have our boundaries, we want affection how we want it. But you are not going to sit up here and tell me that nobody wants you. Like,
it's
bitch,
crazy.
we live in a big ass world with 8 billion people on it. And even if it's for all the wrong reasons, there's somebody out there trying to get them a piece of BLH.
There's definitely people who do want me, but it's never like someone that I want. I guess I should say. Like, but it's never like it's never a great option. Let's put it that way.
I think in general, trying to date as a Rue bitch is tough or whatever. It is difficult being a celebrity for a minority community who also happens to be the only community you can fuck. But, did you notice, like, I guess, did you notice it being even harder for you to connect or easier? Was there any change for you when you started hosting a franchise on top of just being a Rue girl, you know?
I didn't notice a huge difference. I think more drag queens were definitely like, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
Would love to be on the show. And I'm like, I don't cast it. So
I don't care. I don't do that.
Have fun. But I haven't noticed a huge difference. I think there's the biggest difference I knew was like going from before Drag Race to after Drag Race, because that was like a big difference where in the way people treated you and like just interacted with you. I found that to be the biggest difference. But like going from like contestant to host, I didn't notice a huge shift.
Well, I guess I would wonder, and I the internalized like femphobia and the mask for mask culture that is like in queer spaces that is rooted in things that like often queer people have to, cis gay men specifically have to unlearn. I wonder, does that also impact the ways that you date, right? Because like, do people automatically, yes, you have drag queen fuckers, but like people outside of that, do they want someone that dresses up as a woman or dresses up and expresses themselves in this way? Does that impact the way that you navigate kind of dating in this space?
Probably. I mean, unfortunately, the guys I tend to be most attracted to are more in the masculine scale of things. And I find that masculine guys date people who look like them. Masculine guys also want another masculine guy. So, yeah, I don't know. I feel very, in a way, lost in the community because I know I'm a drag queen, but I don't know where I fit in. Like, I don't feel like I fit into any pockets. I know I'm feminine, but I'm also 6'4",
8 feet
person.
tall. Yeah.
So yeah. I'm not like this little twink running around. I'm also almost 40. So but I'm also not a muscle circuit gay. I'm not a bear. I'm not anything. So I'm just I feel like I just kind of float between everybody. And I have a lot of friends who are big, muscly circuit guys, and then I have twink friends, and then I have so I kind of just float between all these pockets of people, and I just don't feel like I fit into any of them.
There's a reason why I asked that, because the way that you talk about your gender and the way that you express your gender, it sounds like a person like myself that identifies as a non-binary person, right? And
yeah,
I when it's like sisters. When we see each other, we see each other. So is that something that, and you just said that you're 40, I'm language has evolved, and experiences and finding out about yourself also comes with more life being lived, and wonder if that's something that you've explored, not just necessarily being the he, him of it all. And then of course, I feel like drag queens have kind of that layer of protection of some ways of they can kind of exist in the middle and be called she, her, but until you're explicit, no, this is my gender identity. That's
until you're on the apps with no face pic and you're my pronouns are him whole.
I'm just a they them with long COVID.
Oh my God. That is actually my identity now.
That is your identity. People call me he. A lot of times people call me she, even when I look like this. And it just, none of it matters to me personally. I understand why it would bother other people or it would be a thing for other people. But for me, it just I'm he, okay, she, okay. So maybe I am non-binary, but I'm also I don't want to be I'm non-binary because I don't feel like I need to declare that. So it's just one of those things that I'm kind of call me something as long as you call me.
Just
that's how I feel about it.
Just see me.
Just see me.
That's
yeah,
real. That's so real.
It doesn't for me personally, it's never been a big issue.
Highkey.
I have to say though, oh fuck. Talking to you sometimes breaks my heart, Brooke, because I don't know. I relate to so much of what you said about feeling like you're floating between categories, floating between people. And it was specifically that feeling that led me to drag, that made me the very fiery person that we met as, because I didn't have a place. So I was fighting down all these communities. And I don't know, it's strange for me to see somebody who is so revered, is so loved, and it's a weird reminder that we all still are dealing with our bullshit. And girl, it's just so strange because I feel if you it all comes down to us. I feel if you were were the cunt that you are in drag about the rest of your life, if you were yes, I fit everywhere, clearly I'm the diva in the room, but it's also an act, and I understand.
But do you
it's
know
just
how
weird? You're that bitch.
No, but do you know how beautiful that is to like hear both of you who are both these drag stars and someone who is not in that space at all and just kind of has been a fan, has watched you all on TV. It's beautiful to know that like no matter what, no matter how stunning or how much like talent is inside of us, like we all deal with the same levels of insecurities, right? Like we still all like feel those human things. And it really, I think that's the reason why a lot of people like see themselves in drag. They see themselves in the work that you all put out into the world. It's really, really beautiful.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I just like, the older I get, I think when I was younger, I definitely tried to put on an air of like, I didn't even try to put it on. It was just the way I carry myself. I know I'm very non-approachable, and I know I can be a little bit cold, and it's because I have good posture, and that's not my fault.
And you're a ballet dancer. Like all ballet dancers are kind of cold.
Yeah, exactly. But we're very like Yvie said, very cat-like, and like when you first meet me, I'm not a super loud person. I'm a sit back and observer kind of person. So I understand all these things of like why people have these conceptions of me that I'm a bitch and all that stuff. But I'm really not. I'm a very sensitive person. I'm a very, I feel a lot of things and I feel them very deeply. And I think the older I've gotten, I've been able to, and especially with hosting the show and stuff, I just want to, like, the kids I judge and stuff, I want to more impart on them that I go through things too, and I understand what it's like being up there, and I understand the feelings they're having, and it's okay. And like, this doesn't make them crazy, because I think when you're in that bubble, you can a lot of times feel crazy and feel very alone. And just to let them know that like I struggle with shit too. Just because like
no,
you're so famous doesn't mean like all your problems go away. In fact, a lot of times it means you get a lot more of them.
Or that the ones that already existed are like exacerbated.
Oh, that's under the magnifying glass.
Girl, like that's why I was like so touched by what you were saying. Is it took Drag Race shining a light on all the things that I was saying about like, oh, I'm such a weirdo and I'm such an outsider to see, like for me to see. But you are literally pushing people away. Mind you, that is a competition show, and I did really badly want to win. But
you're not worried about this. Ain't RuPaul's Friends race. You know? That's real.
But underneath that, it's strange how getting to see yourself reflected back on TV can help you learn something about maybe what you want out of the future, your relationships. What's something you've seen? It can be Canada's Drag Race. It can be a Neutrogena Nair commercial. But like, what's something you've seen reflected back on TV that has helped you learn?
That's helped me learn. I think definitely like there's a couple of things. Like during our season, I think I learned that I need to, like I said, not take myself so seriously and not be such like a pageant ballerina, and just learn it's okay to be stupid. And because like the whole point of the show really is to make Rue laugh. Like that's why we're all there. Like, so just to like relax and just relax a little bit and just have fun and let yourself go. And then I think for Canada's Drag Race, I've learned that I have to kind of, which I'm a very direct person, and like we all know I come from the ballet world, and just like when you get a critique or a correction, it was like, this is what's wrong, it was bad, fix it,
go do it.
So that's kind of the way I critique people, and I have to kind of learn to like soften that a little bit and like wind my way in there, and like, but I wish I didn't have to do that, quite honestly, because I feel like I want to just be able to be like, hey, that was horrible. Maybe let's not do that again.
Yeah.
But I understand that not all people will receive it that way. And so yeah.
Wait, so when you hear queens are the fan base, compare international seasons to like American seasons, how annoying is that? Because it seems like the way that you talk about Canada's Drag Race, it's like it's your love, and one, you know, it's great. And so like, how do you receive What's your reaction to that when you hear people kind of shitting on international like seasons and like franchises?
I don't care. Is how I feel. I don't care. Because here's the thing.
It's so legit.
I don't care. And here's the thing. Like, I realized probably like a couple years ago for the first time, I was like, they just shit on everything. People shit on everything. They don't just shit on international seasons. They shit on American Drag Race. They shit on RuPaul. They shit on me. They shit on Nikki. Everybody. We all get it. And it's really comforting to know. And I realized that because I guess like Ru made a decision or something that people didn't agree with. And they were just like, yeah, that's the worst season of Drag Race ever. And I was like, oh, see, it happens to Mother. So if it happens to Mother, like it's not just me. Like I remember during the first season of Canada's Drag Race, it was very like, because I didn't really receive a lot of hate on my season, and then the first season of Canada's Drag Race, I didn't receive a lot of hate, so I wasn't really familiar with that kind of tidal wave of negativity coming at you until season 1 of Canada's Drag Race, and then people had opinions, and I mean, I get why they had opinions. But that was really hard to deal with. So that definitely took a moment. And then I think the longer I do it, the more I just relax and I'm like, it's fine. And also like people will be mad for 2 days and then another episode of another season will air and they'll be mad at that one. And like, it's just not that serious.
Okay, I really like that you said that because I'm somebody who is really actually in love with the fact that queer people have a sport for us. We have a whole sports show we can watch.
Yes.
We have like a whole franchise that we can get into and get into fights about. But just like sports fans, like, girl, none of it is that serious. And like,
it's really
I love to talk shit. I'm a negative person, girl. You survived a whole season of me just being. I did. We sat there and we were the meanest people about everybody. Only one of us might have caught it all on camera, but
I was smart.
But like, I like to talk shit. It is how you critique the world around you.
I do too.
Yeah, you smart ass bitch.
She was a producer from the jump, bitch. She was a producer.
She really was. But like, that's the thing is we should be able to talk shit without it meaning anything. You should be able to give love without it meaning anything. And instead of like flooding somebody's bullshit with all the shenanigans that really don't matter, I want to see people start coming up to me in person and saying the sorts of things they say online.
Oh, girl, they'll never do that, honey.
I would pay them.
Never do that.
I will pay you. If you hate me, I will pay you to come to one of my shows, which means you're also paying me too.
Yeah.
And just say some rude shit to me. Just like say it because I want to see how it feels doing it in person. It's probably gonna make me pop chubs.
Well, as I say, how much money is on the table so I can come to your next show and just do it myself?
I was like, me and Ryan are gonna show up and be like, listen, you trash bag bitch.
Yeah, let's just split it, sis.
Let's do it. Real.
I'm there.
Okay.
I'm there.
All right. So we love to ask every guest on the show, what are you high key about currently? And that could be literally anything.
I am high key about CIA thriller dramas on TV.
Which one are you watching? Tell us now.
Oh, honey, anything. I don't know if it's the environment we're living in, but like anything. Like I love House of Cards. I just watched Homeland. Bitch, Homeland.
Yeah.
Madam Secretary, The Diplomat.
Such a good one.
I just started watching. Have you ever watched Alias?
No.
That's the one where she wears a bunch of wigs, right?
Yeah. So obviously I was like, okay, I'm into it. But I love it because it's like that. It's like that, but it's like early 2000s, like super like cheesy, like the music and everything is so cheesy and it's amazing. So yeah, I don't know what it is about those because I'm not usually a person who likes tense situations or likes stuff like that, but for some reason this specific vein I really enjoy.
Oh my God. Well, Brooklyn Hytes, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate
Of
you
course.
for being on Highkey. Come back anytime you want.
Yes,
I will.
Thank
Anytime
you
you
for
want
coming
me.
down to visit.
Of course, I love you both.
I really liked talking to Brooke. Like every time I talk with Brooklyn, we do hit these like really deep notes that you can tell like there are parts of her that she feels so deeply, and that's not the stuff that people tune into Drag Race to see. Like they don't always want to see like the little cracks as much as we show it. And I don't know, it's just really, really nice getting to talk to her because she's a tough nut to crack. And I still feel like she got to talk about some really deep stuff.
It's really like, I think that's what I've been enjoying about every queen that comes on this show. Because I think we've been intentional about like not just wanting this to be like a Drag Race show and just like in that. But like when queens do come on, they are having like a layer and like a level of conversation with us where it really allows us to like see them in new ways and hear from them in new ways. And I think Brooklyn is just yet another testament to that because it was really beautiful. I've heard her talk about like her relationships and all the things, but like I've always wondered about kind of like how she navigates her own gender identity and just like the understanding of herself. And I love that she is your sister. Y'all together are just brilliant. Like I literally could just watch you all forever and ever. And I love being like a little fly on the wall, but also being like in the passenger seat of this, just like getting to get like all the tea. Like y'all don't know, y'all don't get it.
Passenger seat, girl. You had to drive that because I'm pretty sure nobody wants either Brooklyn or I behind the wheel of a car. You were driving that whole thing.
No, but I just mean it in the sense like I just really like I am such a fan of like, and I'm constantly reminded of that, and I'm never going to like ever stop saying it. I'm such a fan of you. I'm such a fan of the queens that we have on this damn show, where I'm just like, bitch, this feels like sacred. Like I've opened up like a spell book and I'm getting all the teas. Like I'm just getting everything.
Right? Well, if it's worth anything, Ryan, that's how I feel getting to share this whole experience with you. It's like one big green room, just one big broom closet in a sweaty bar somewhere where I'm kikiing with people I never thought I would.
I know, which honestly gives us right into our high keys. What are you high key about this week?
Okay. So I'm definitely I almost regret saying that I was high key off of Mexican food last week because I was dealing with the repercussions of that high key for like 3 or 4 days.
I bet. How long were you? I bet. How long were you occupying your bathroom?
Girl, I'm still occupying it. So I've had to shift my high key away from that realm, and honestly, right now I'm very, very high key about just like being outside. And I know that's terrible. It's like a terrible open-ended high key, but like I've really
and what you've done before. You love the outdoors.
Okay, well then I'll get more specific.
Thank you.
I'm high key about being outside after dark alone.
Oh. Well, yes.
I really am. I like, because I enjoy people watching, but more than that, I really enjoy just feeling like I'm in the apocalypse. But like the peaceful version of it, girl, because like you wake up every day and you're getting like news headlines that's like you are in the apocalypse.
Yeah.
So when do I get to do my like Will Smith I am legend moment and just like walk through an empty city and be like, wow, remember when the world was young and vibrant or whatever? True. So I'm high key about that. Still high key about going outside. Still high key about Mexican food, and I'm high key about whatever you're high key about, right?
Oh my God. Well, the crazy thing is my high key is sort of you coded. Like it's sort of Yvie coded because and I don't know if the audience wants to know this much about me, but I was doing some kind of like not spring cleaning, like fall cleaning of my like closet. And I found something I'm very high key about. I am high key about this sex toy that I forgot that I had that I can't wait to use soon.
Wow. That is so me coded.
It's so you coded. I was like, it was in the back of my closet that I forgot all about. I had to, because one, I'm giving away things, I'm throwing things out, and I'm like taking things to the thrift stores, repurposing all of my wonderful clothes. And I found this and I was just like, where have you been?
Girl.
This is what I'm high key about and so excited about pleasure, self-pleasure, if that.
Hey, baby. Wait, tell me, what kind of sex am I allowed to know?
Save it to the afties. You'll follow us on the Patreon.
Well then, I guess that's pretty fair. If y'all want more of us, if you want to come chill at the afties, if you want to hear what Ryan's going to be playing with, you have to whip that shit out at the afties.
Here's the thing: I don't know if I'm going to give details, but just know well, maybe I might give just for the Patreon. The patrons, of course. Yeah. Patreon.com/Highkey. If you want to head over to the afties, come out and hang out with us. We do this every week. This is our housekeeping, right? It's about $5 a month. And honestly, it gets good over there. Like the tea is always spilled. And of course, make sure that you're giving us 5-star ratings anywhere that you are listening to this podcast, because we love you and we want to know how much you love us. So yeah, come hang out with us at the afties. We got to get out of here. And shout out to Brooklyn Hytes again. Obsessed with her. Love her so much.
We're so rad. We'll see you next week.
Bye, queens.
Bye.